Well, Grundig fans, I've got something different tonight. I've got a Toshiba Stereo Ace GT-810S, and I got it with a lot of another Grundig unit, and the Grundig unit's pretty bad, but this one turned out to be the surprise of the two. It required a bit of mechanical work to get it going, and it is now almost 99% working. It's a transistorized unit. I'm not sure what year, but it is quite a nice little Toshiba unit. The speakers are beautiful. They're sort of nice, shiny, and you can see they fold up into one box. These two fold into one box, the two speakers, and then this has got its own cover. So it's basically a two-handed job. So you take the reel-to-reel with its cover, and you take the two speakers facing each other. So let's play some music. Well, before I do that, let me show you the rewind is working perfectly, full force right to the end. And what's interesting about this compared to my Grundigs is there is only one belt, which is from the capstan here to the reel. So if these lose rewind, it's because that one belt is actually broken. So I made another belt for it using this sort of silicone belts that you cut and stick together by heating the ends. I'll show you that at the end. And the rest of the mechanism, including the capstan, the forward, it's all driven by idler wheels, similar to an old turntable. And that's quite unique. So there's only one belt from there to the rewind. Everything else is done by rollers. And as I'll show you later, how I think I show you, you just need to grind off about 1/2 mil or 1 mil of the rubber rollers by putting it in a drill and moving it against and holding it against a file to take about 0.5 millimeters of the old rubber off and let the new rubber come through. And after that, they work. Turntables work, these old reel-to-reels work. Anything that's got an idler, you usually need to do that. So you can see the reel-to-reel spinning. I mean, it's just beautiful. Forward's not a problem. Oh, for forward it's a bit funny. You have to hold that and then do both together. So that does work. And it'll go to the end with the full reel. Let's stop. Play.
I've got to know, should I hang up or will you tell him he'll have to go? You can't say the words I want to hear while you're with another man. Do you want me answer yes or no? Darling, I will.
This is the head switch. It determines which track to play. Now these tapes have been recorded on very old Grundig units, so I haven't actually recorded something on here. The tracks might be a bit off, but I'll show you switching the tracks over here.
Understand, but you're...
That is what's on the other side, so if I was to turn the tape around, you'd be able to hear that.
Let's pretend that we're together.
Yeah, this track here, tracks 1 and 4, that's actually playing the right side based on where the heads are. So
I'll tell the man.
It's got a beautiful sound.
The
Beautiful sound.
Way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. Stand at your window some night, again let me see the one who is holding the best part of me. Stand at your window some night, look at my side of town, remember if you change.
Yeah, it's got great sound. The record functions, you push these buttons in and it'll record There you go. That one and that one. This button is not locking, so what you're normally supposed to do is push both in, turn play, and it'll hold them in. But it's holding this one in, not this one, so there's a problem with the latching mechanism. I'm not going to bother with it too much because I usually just like to get these making sound and then I pack them away. So yeah, let's play.
Your mind, you know where I'll be found.
That's the pause, this lever. Pause over there, all the way over to forward, all the way back. Well, you can't stop it now, but so you could actually do no, you have to play it and then go to pause and then stop and play.
Watching for a shadow at your window, a shadow of the one I long to see. Stand at your window some night, again let me see the one who is holding the best part of me. Stand at your window some night, look at my side of town. Remember, if you change your mind, you know where I'll be found. Each night as I wait here in the darkness, I watch your window so high above, longing for a look at my old sweetheart, a glimpse of the one that I still love. Stand at your window some night, again let me see.
This is the tone control.
The one who is holding the best part of me. At your window some night, look at my son.
That's it. Thanks for watching. I will pack it away. Actually, the remaining is a video I did earlier when it was disassembled, so you can stick around and see what's inside it and what I did to fix it. But yeah, pretty cool. Fully working. Toshiba Stereo Ace all transistor GT-810. It's beautiful inside. It's got TO3 style those transistors, not the big TO3s, but the smaller ones. I forgot the number, but it's got lots of those inside as the power amp, drivers, old school. It's just beautiful inside. The PCB is gorgeous. I wish I could make this into a clear case so I could actually see everything. Yeah, but I think I've got a problem there. Yeah, I'm fixing this old Toshiba stereo tape deck, and you'll see that it's got a beautiful design. It's got these idler gears here made of rubber, and they connect with the motor over here as it spins. So let me show you that. The motor's so quiet. Okay, now I'll put it in play, and this idler comes in and turns the capstan. Stop it, put it in rewind. This roller comes in, drives that, and drives the rewind spool. So to fix this one, I took out each of these rollers and put it in my drill and took a bit of rubber off to let it clean. And the second problem was this arm was not moving here. This arm should move. It wasn't moving, it was all stuck. And because this has used grease, it's got a lot of dry grease everywhere that stops these parts moving like that. And if it has to move. So basically a really good clean to get rid of the dry grease and a bit of WD-40 to lubricate it. And take all the rubber ends off this, and that gets the grip back. The only other thing wrong was I had to make another belt. This belt had broken, so I used one of those sort of nylon belts where you heat the end up and stick it together. You can see the joint somewhere around. See, I joined it over there just by hand, but that's enough to work. I put another belt over here for the counter. And so that was working. Rewind was working very well. Play was working, as you can see there, but the fast forward wasn't. And to fix the fast forward, I had to do this. There is another roller up here that goes in here, which I've just gone and removed some rubber from. With reel-to-reels, normally what happens when you press play, the bottom spool is being driven, as you can see, but the top is allowed to slip because I'm holding it. That's how it creates a little bit of tension to pull the tape through. It's still tight, but it slips. So that way the capstan down there allows the speed of the tape to go while there's tension hold on the take-up reel. So that's fine, that's working. But for fast forward, you need a lot more grunt. So what these guys do is they bring in this second roller into contact, and this second roller will lock the rear and the front and the top, the rear and the top together, so maximum driving force with no slippage is being fed to the take-up spool. So remember, there's a clutch between here, driven, and the spool to allow it to slip, right? To allow it to slip like so when in play mode. But what this does is this baby locks these two together so that full force is applied, and fast forward was not working. So I took it out, put it in my drill, took the ends off, the rubber off because it was slippery. You can see I usually put a screw in there to give me something to grip, and I put the screw in for all the rollers before I do it. So now I'm going to take this off, put it back on, and the fast forward should be very strong. So that's about all that's usually wrong with these. Fix the rubber, take about 1/2 mil off till you get another nice shiny new rubber coming through, and that'll fix most of these older record players, reel-to-reels. And the second thing is to look for the dry grease everywhere that stops these levers moving. If you do those two, these things really run forever. And this Toshiba is just beautifully made. I mean, this thing will run for another 10-20 years. All I did was clean up the rubber idlers, put one belt here, and it works perfectly. Thanks for watching. Okay, part 2. You can see what I've done here because I couldn't do it with 2 hands, but you can see I've held this up against the file while spinning it until it's taken quite a bit off, and I usually like to see a good bit of dust. The other thing that happens is you can see that the outside now is fresh, clean, sticky rubber, and that's what's needed to grip. You can see it. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but you can see it's very different from what it looked like before. And that's it. That will now fix this problem. And the reason I'm doing this is because this old reel-to-reel tape deck, actually